Hey, I'm Brant Zip at Crocker Farm Auction, and I'm here with this wonderful example of Ohio stoneware that is part of our upcoming October 26, 2019 auction of American stoneware and redware pottery. Now, this is a piece that we handled many years ago, and when it came out of the woodwork then, we were really excited to handle it, partly because it's got an incised eagle on it, which is always a great decorative treatment for American stoneware and really gets us excited, but also because it had like some mystery about it as far as the maker's mark and then an inscription on it that was really hard to read. So we have it back again, and it's gonna be exciting to offer it yet again. And see how it does, because the market for this sort of thing, I would say, has really improved since we last sold it. But at any rate, it bears this mark Moore and Colvin. And at the time, I took interest in this and trying to figure out which Colvin this was, because I had a little bit of interest in the Colvin family for other reasons, but I had been researching them. And so there were various members of this Colvin family active in Ohio, and it would have been difficult, actually it would have been impossible, in my opinion, to say which Colvin was responsible for this cooler, other than the fact that there's a very lightly inscribed name underneath the eagle. And what it says is Seymour Colvin. And so we can go to the census and we can figure out what Seymour Colvin's deal was. And he actually was potting in Tallmadge, Ohio. He shows up in the 1850 census there. And there are various people with the name Moore during that time period living in the same area. There's even in particular one grocer named, I think, William Moore, off the top of my head, in that 1850 census. And it was common for grocers to partner with stoneware potters in various enterprises. And so there's a possibility that that's who the Moore was incorporated in this maker's mark. But Seymour Colvin, as I said, was part of a larger family of Colvins who were potters. He was born about 1824, and what's notable is he'll later go on to take over J.P. Parker's pottery in Jane Lou, West Virginia, which is a notable pottery. So Seymour Colvin is kind of an important potter. One thing we notice in getting this back again is that there appears to be actually a second line to this maker's mark. It may not just say Moore and Colvin, but it looks like it says Moore and Colvin something or other O. So possibly Tallmadge O, but the mark on that second line would be obliterated. You can't read it. But at any rate, I just want to highlight the fact that incised federal eagles on American stoneware are rare and desirable. On top of that, to find one on an Ohio example is particularly rare. And so this is just really a fantastic example of antique Ohio stoneware. And like I said, we're really happy to get it back again and offer it in our upcoming October 26th, 2019 auction.